We're doing a bunch of videos for the DC Fandome. So many big reveals, aren't there, Mason? Leave a like, Mason.
Name one.
Well, the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game. And
Okay,
the other
one.
game, Gotham Knights.
That's two, so technically I'm the winner here.
That's a good point.
We're all the winner here because these games look pretty good.
I agree.
Yes.
Should people leave a like?
Yes.
I already said it, but yeah, absolutely. So we're going to go through some of the reveals in this, some expectations, some of the things that we'd like to see in this game, what we think of these games.
Yes.
And if people want more information on this, they have an official website probably.
Yeah, maybe.
Don't you think?
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah. So
If they don't set your own one up. What are you, a true fan or not? Set up your own official site. Start taking pre-orders.
yeah, why not? So we'll talk about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League first. This, of the two, interestingly enough, is the one that's a continuation of the Arkhamverse.
Wait, is it?
Yes.
But the other one isn't, is what you're saying.
No.
Really?
Which we'll get to, yeah.
Oh.
So, again, they did that thing of like, is watching the behind-the-scenes stuff, and they were like, Metropolis is like a character in the game. And it said
That's
Metropolis,
right, yeah.
by the way, you know what I mean? You know how there's characters in this. Think of this as another character, Mason.
Yeah.
Are you thinking it like that?
No, just looked like a regular city to me.
Okay, cool. So it seems to be they're in the midst of some kind of Brainiac invasion, potentially.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, another one of those Brainiac invasions.
Sick of his shit, quite frankly. Being set in the Arkhamverse, it's nice to see a different, nicer city, I guess. Brighter.
It is
brighter. It's
daytime. It's absolutely
Yeah.
daytime, yeah. And Brainiac's plan here, it seems to be turn the Justice League against the rest of the world.
Yeah.
You would, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Because some predicted earlier that maybe the leaked teaser image we saw prior to this was Bizarro Superman.
Yeah.
But it turns out it's just mind-controlled regular Superman.
What's he up to? Incinerating people.
Incinerating
isn't he?
people is what he's doing, yeah.
I like that reveal in this trailer, even though we knew that he'd turned evil. Even the Suicide Squad, some of them are like, yay, Superman.
Superman,
and then
yeah.
he just obliterates that dude.
Now, importantly, this is not a game footage trailer.
No.
We don't see any of the gameplay happening, but I guess we get hints to it. This trailer looked to me, bear with me, James, it looked quite Fortnite-y. Like, I don't play Fortnite,
Sure.
and I'm not for or against Fortnite, but it did look, it was very colourful, and it was kind of like bouncing around and spinning camera.
I think you're also thinking of like the Fortnite cutscenes and like...
That's exactly what I'm thinking
more
of.
than the actual game
Yeah, no,
itself,
for sure I am. Yeah. And we got hints to how the different characters are going to play, I think.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, they all need a way to navigate around the city.
Yes.
And they can't all do it Batman style, but Harley Quinn has a grappling hook.
Yep.
Deadshot has a jetpack.
Do you think he got it from that Firefly dude?
Well, it can also double as a sort of a roasting flamethrower situation.
Exactly, yeah.
Who else? We get King Shark, seems to be sort of bound around the city.
Yep, like a
like the Hulk
Hulk-esque
style.
character, yeah.
And Captain Boomerang appears to have a sort of a teleport boomerang
Yeah.
situation. He throws the boomerang to where he wants to go, and then he zips towards it.
It almost seems, and I might be wrong, but Speed Force-esque.
Well,
So
it's
I wonder...
interesting
Yeah.
you mentioned that because, obviously Digger Harkness
Yes.
is a longtime Flash villain. And in the comic books, he has a son who also has super speed abilities. So maybe they've sort of looked at that comic book version and gone, we'll kind of combine the two, yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's adapted.
Maybe he kills the Flash.
Maybe he doesn't get that ability. Maybe he's sort of like he's collected some speed force during his various encounters with the Flash, and now he can
Like
use it
one
that
of
way.
Sonic hairs in Sonic, the movie Sonic.
Exactly, like one of Sonic's hairs in the movie Sonic. Side note, for people who are probably wondering, that Australian accent is horrible, but I love it.
He's still ringing after that last Barney.
Right. So that's how I fell into it as well. I was like, well, it's an exaggerated universe and whatever.
But
It's fine.
I mean, he's got the swearing right. So.
He certainly does, and that's what's important. So they also mentioned in this that they do have bombs in their head. So
Yeah.
that's like the classic Suicide Squad thing. They also said that the characters are all about superhero or supervillain, in this case, empowerment mixed with gunplay. So unlike the other Arkham games, there's guns, lots of guns.
Guns a go-go. Everybody's got a gun. Yeah,
Gun City.
even King Shark's got a gun.
That's right. And why not? So it's 1 to 4 player co-op. So you'll have members of the squad with you regardless. I think you can also switch between them. But if you want to play single player, that's fine. You can play with a friend if you want to. But me personally, just by myself, please and thank you. Leave me alone every day. So I like that they've given that option.
Hopefully there'll be a thumbstick option there. You can just click leave me alone. Other AI characters, just leave me alone forever. I just want to do this on my own.
So look, I would have liked to have seen some gameplay, but
Yeah.
the reveal of this was that it's out in 2022. So it's thoroughly in the next generation of video games.
Now, you were saying earlier, this is a follow-up to the Arkham games. Is that
Yes.
right? It's not set in the Arkham universe at a different time period?
As in like before.
Yeah. or during?
I couldn't tell you.
Because here's the thing, and if we're rampantly speculating, if this is set after the events of Batman Arkham Knight, then spoiler alert for that game.
Yes.
Batman is probably dead. So he's, So he's not going to be in this, maybe. Or maybe that's going to be the big reveal. Maybe that's the third act reveal, is the Batman's still alive.
Yeah, I'd say that's entirely possible. How many times has Batman been like, I'm gone for... Oh, there he is. He's in a cafe in France.
That's right,
Just having a nice chai latte. I don't know what he drinks.
It's probably chai latte.
Probably a chai latte,
Probably something with elderflower in it. You know what he's like.
Yeah.
It increases my vitality. No, it doesn't, Bruce. You're just pretentious.
Do you think, if you had to bet on which members of the Justice League you're taking down, who would you say?
I reckon it'll be Justice League characters who are kind of a little bit too spectacular to play and kind of game-breaking to play.
So
if you were
Green
the
Lantern,
Green Lantern,
Flash, Wonder Woman,
Martian Manhunter.
Oh yeah,
like
what about a Cyborg?
Yeah, maybe Cyborg too. I think it's characters that if you were to play them in a Justice League game, maybe too complicated. Like how do you design Green Lantern's various ring constructs? With a gamepad. But if you're just playing, if you're fighting them as a villain, he can produce all the boxing gloves he wants. You know.
I wonder if they're going to put in Aquaman in relation to King Shark.
You're not my dad.
That is contrary to what she said. Ahoy!
Like that would be a fun pairing.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
They could fight in the Metropolis River.
That's right. Here's a question for you though. Do you think they'll end up killing a bunch of these superheroes, or because they're being mind controlled, they come good? Because if this is the Arkham universe and they're continuing it, if you kill Superman, then there's no Superman. And but you could fix that.
You
with
could
Todd
absolutely do
Sutherland,
that,
whatever,
yeah.
But I wonder whether they'll have the balls, is what I'm saying, to kill a bunch of these characters.
I don't know. I think, look, it's kill the Justice League certainly points to the killing, but I would probably say that it's mostly, knocking him unconscious and then having Argus show up and put him in a paddy wagon kind of situation. Or maybe you can get a couple of them to join the team.
We should also talk about Warner Brother Games Montreal's game.
Yes, go on.
Gotham Knights.
Now, you're saying this isn't a sequel to the Arkham game.
Which is strange because it looks like it picks up directly after the death of Bruce Wayne.
Follow on, exactly.
Apparently not. So Bruce Wayne is dead in a different timeline.
And in some sort of different crime-fighting accident.
Yes, that's right. So then you get...
He had a Segway accident. It's very embarrassing for him.
So 4 playable characters who each play differently. I'm sure with these also we're going to get updates where you get other characters and whatever. I'm sure that's probably going to happen. But so it's Batgirl, Nightwing, Red Hood, one of the Robins. Which Robin do you think it is?
I think
must be Tim Drake, right?
No, I reckon it's probably Damian Wayne Robin.
Okay.
Again, because of the constant erasure of Tim Drake as Robin.
Yeah, right.
We're one Robin short, it seems, in this.
Yeah.
I think it is Damian Wayne Robin because he seems to have, in this, they've given each of them sort of additional powers. And Damian Wayne seems to have invisibility, or this Robin seems to have invisibility and like a teleport.
Yeah.
And I reckon that's League of Shadows technology.
Apparently that's in relation to the Justice League satellite.
Oh, then I take it all back. Maybe it is Tim Drake.
I don't know. So this one actually, we did get some gameplay, specifically of Batgirl on her Bat motorcycle.
Yes, that's right.
Does that thing like you did in the last game where you just leap off it and who knows where it goes.
Yeah, that's right.
Doesn't matter. It's not important.
But then you can whistle for it and it comes for you like your horse.
That's right. And then she infiltrates the base of Mr. Freeze. Again, it's a different Mr. Freeze from the other Mr. Freezes. In the other games and movie, it's different from the movie, isn't it?
Is it different from the 1960s Batman TV series?
No, they're the same.
They're the same one. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So actually, it did remind me a bit of Batman and Robin with the Mr. Freeze trying to freeze the city. I mean, I know he's always trying to do that, but that's what sprung to mind.
Yeah, so this game seems to suggest that after the death of Batman, all the criminals have decided to stake a claim on a different part of Gotham City.
Yes.
We've got Mr. Freeze. Maybe Two-Faces in there probably.
Just all of them probably.
All of the villains.
It also says that in the boss battles, they adjust depending on where you are at in the game. So if your stats are quite high, the villains will react appropriately to that.
Okay.
But if you're going in on a lower level, it's like, okay, let's just pull back just a little bit.
You know what? That absolutely works for me because a lot of people, myself included, just want to play the story.
You don't want to get good, as people say, get good.
Well, I like to get good, but I also don't want to like grind for upgrades for a really long time. I don't want to have to go off and do some side missions where I rescue some old ladies that are being robbed or whatever, just so I can get an extra gauntlet or whatever. I just want to. Sometimes you just want to play the game and get the exciting story and finish it off. And if that involves just not getting as good as you could, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I can understand that. And of course, the big reveal of this that we already knew, that the Court of Owls will be making an appearance.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to be the ones responsible for Bruce Wayne's death. but it seems like they're going to be the main villains. And in addition to that, we see a bunch of those frozen sarcophagi.
Yeah, that's right. Mhm.
Is that the plural for that?
Sarcophagoses.
Yeah, so if people are familiar with the comics, they're this long-standing Gotham powerhouse.
Like a secret society.
Secret
who is sort
society.
of
They've literally always been there.
and they've sort of set Gotham society kind of, they've set the path for Gotham society, and
Like an Illuminati.
they're like kind of an Illuminati. So, okay, what are the odds that at the end the reveal will be Batman is still alive and they've mind controlled him, they've put a mask on him?
120%.
120%, you're absolutely
What do you
right.
think the odds are?
At least 120%, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Batman becomes a playable character in this at some point.
Yes.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Well, he's the Gotham Knight himself.
That's true.
Yes.
What is interesting, though, is out of these two games, neither of them at this point have Batman as a playable character.
That's true.
Which, that's okay. But also, speaking of playable, though, they all, again, play differently in this game. Red Hood, for example, has two guns.
So many guns.
I know he's been in the other games and he's had two guns in the other games.
Yeah.
But yeah, two guns. I like the idea of them playing differently. I'm hoping that it's different enough, but also that they haven't spread themselves too thin.
Sure, right.
Because playing the Avengers beta, I did feel like not all of these feel great. So I'm hoping
I see,
it's
right. Like
something-
they've spent more time crafting one particular character than the others. I think, though, that because these four are all kind of street brawlers, there'll be less of that kind of thing. They'll get the core fighting mechanic down properly, and then focus on like
Put in some little flourishes.
and nightsticks and smoke bombs and
fair
such.
Okay, cool. This is going to be out in 2021,
Oh,
which is better than the other one, isn't it?
It is.
Closer. And also, look, we have a podcast called The Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows, where we're going to be going through literally everything from the DC Fandome. We've also got some other videos that you can also check out. The Snyder Cut of Justice League, The Batman, The Suicide Squad.
so many big reveals.
Too many.
So many rampant theories that we're just throwing out there as if we know what we're talking about.
Too many. Please feel free to come back to this video after the game's out and tell us where we're wrong. We love it.
Do it years later. Come back to us in 2030 and be like, you got so many things wrong. We don't even buy video games anymore. They're shot directly into our brains.
But we really appreciate you checking this out. Everything's linked below if you do want to see it. And we'll see you guys in another thing, won't we?
Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you in the next video.
Goodbye.